Hi, this is Sydney, author of Sanctuary, Hope and Help for Victims of Domestic Abuse. Something that we don't talk about very often in our churches or in biblical counseling world is how your body is responding and the kinds of messages that it tells you. It's possible that when you feel anxious or worried, or you feel like your body is just kind of closing in on you, that it's trying to communicate that there's a problem. That's not the same as the anxiety or the worry that's sinful. Those are in relation to things that have not happened. When you or I consider things that haven't happened or could happen or might happen, that's not even truthful. That's not even honest. And God isn't very concerned about things that have never happened or aren't going to happen. He's more concerned about where we are now and our dependency right now. But the truth is that when your body is responding to something in your past, it's a trauma response, and it's worth listening to, and it's worth thinking about. It's worth putting down on paper what you're feeling, what's going through your mind, what you're thinking about, perhaps what memories or experiences you've had, and how you responded in the past, how you would have liked to respond. The best way to think about emotions is, how would God feel about this? How does he feel about this? Psalm 7:11 tells us that God is angry with the wicked every day. If you are angry because of wicked things that people have done or are doing, you're in agreement with God, and that is justified. Now, it's important to understand that God uses anger to solve a problem. And so he solved the problem of our sin, of our wickedness, by sending Jesus. God's anger, righteous anger, is constructive. We use it to solve a problem. Sinful anger, the wrath of man, as it says in James chapter 1, um, doesn't produce anything. It's actually destructive. So we want to watch what we do with our anger. But the fact that you're angry is not wrong. Anger can cause a sense of anxiety. If you're living in an unsafe situation or with an unsafe person who's wicked and evil, and you have this turmoil in your heart, you want to respond a certain way. There are things you want to say or that you're feeling and things you want to do, and you can't. Then that gets bound up, and you just have this tightness in your gut or in your back, in your neck. Perhaps you have migraines. Maybe when you have sensations that come to you that remind you of really painful or hard, difficult things that have happened in your past, your body responds. That's normal. That means that you are a normal person responding to an abnormal situation. So don't write it off. Don't get down on yourself. Don't let other people tell you you're wrong, sinful, or bad, because your body is responding to something that's happened to you in the past or is happening to you right now. You can use that. You can go to God. You can go to his word. Perhaps it's grief. It could be that what you're experiencing is not bitterness and resentment or even anger, but grief. You have experienced loss, and you have experienced loss that no one else knows or that no one else seems to acknowledge or understand. And that's creating a great deal of grief. When you can identify what you're feeling and why, then you have a great amount of freedom and a lot of affirmation and validation that you are a person of value and worth, that God is at work, that God sees you, that he knows you and he loves you. And this is an opportunity for you to go to him because he is the safest person. And he does see and know and love you exactly the way you are. So listen to your body, take cues from what's going on around you, give yourself grace, and perhaps find a safe place to journal or write or put those thoughts on paper. Go through the Psalms, look for ways that they felt the same, ways they responded, how they saw God provide, who he is, and then how they responded in faith. and I hope you'll be encouraged. You can check out more, sydneymillich.com. Thanks for stopping by.